All right, everybody, let's talk about chemical reactions. Okay, there's tons of chemical reactions. We can go on and on for hours about different types of chemical reactions and examples of them. I just want to talk about a couple that are important for this class and that can be applicable for what we're going to talk about over the next few weeks. That said, a chemical reaction is the process of making chemical bonds or removing chemical bonds, breaking down chemical bonds. All right. If you want to talk a little more chemistry like here, you can see right here, the relative concentration of reactants in products are going to change. All right. So in other words, you're going to have reactants, things that will react, things that will actually undergo the chemical changes, and the products, what's being made. Right. And if there's a reaction occurring, the reactants, hence reaction, the reactants will react and create products. So if you're starting to see a decrease in reactants and an increase in products, reactions are occurring. All right, there's tons of them. Here's just one example. All right, this is a super fun one. This is a process that takes one molecule, also known as glucose, and another molecule, actually multiple of this molecule, oxygen. They're going to take 6 oxygens, and they're going to react. Right? Obviously, it's a little more complicated than just putting them together, or else you'd be looking at your food like and just seeing them randomly react. In the body, they can react. And in this case, they will create carbon dioxide and water, as well as energy. This process is cellular respiration. We'll talk more about this in detail, but this is one example of a reaction where you have reactants on the left-hand side. They react, hence their name, reactants, and they'll create products. And that'd be reaction. So, chemical equilibrium means that the rate of the forward reaction, the reaction going from reactant to product, is the same as product to reactant. What the heck does that mean? That means that sometimes, and in a lot of cases, we just don't really talk about it that often, chemical reactions actually go both ways. So, with that said, sometimes the rate at which reactants turn to products is the same as the rate at which products turn to reactants. So, it doesn't mean nothing's happening. What that means is there's 2 reactions occurring at the same rate, so you don't even notice there's a difference going on, which is kind of strange sometimes to think about. But that's called chemical equilibrium, so when it equals out. A couple other really important things here, and that is understanding solutions. So most solutions we're going to do are called aqueous solutions, meaning that we use aqueous water, aqua, we use water. So a solution is a liquid that is homogeneous, meaning that you have a mixture of a liquid and a solid. All right, they mix together. If the solid dissolves, that is a homogeneous mixture. How do you make a solution? You need a solvent and a solute. The solvent is the liquid. Most times it's water in this case, but the solvent is the liquid. The solute is the solid. You put the solid in the liquid, you make a solution. Organisms. All right, now we're going to go into pH. All right. When you do this, sometimes you're going to change not only what's in the solution, so a chemical reaction could occur and change the substance altogether, but other times you can change the pH, all right, the acidity or the alkalinity of the substance. In other words, you can make it more acidic or basic. All right. What the heck does that mean? That's going to talk about the number of hydrogens or hydroxides, which we'll get to in a minute. All right. So anyways, I'm just letting you know you can change the pH. Going back to the picture, solute is the solid on the left. Solvent is the liquid, in this case water, so it's aqueous. You put them together, you make a solution. And here's a little question for you so you can see. Bam. All right. If you have any questions on this, please let me know. The next video will be on pH, all right? Acids and bases.